Interesting.
But so Game Changer in the building says, would you rather marry in your 20s to a five-figure? This is your question to you.
Okay.
Marry in your 20s to a five-figure man, 30s to a six-figure man, or 40s to a seven-figure man?
I feel like outside of how many figures he makes, like what is selling me on this man? That would be my response to that question.
Your response to that question is outside of how many figures he makes, what is selling you on that man? That's what you say?
Yeah, like what's selling me on this man?
All
like
right.
what? Why would I marry him?
You don't take age into consideration at all when you're thinking about when
not
or
even
why?
a little bit. I make myself so happy. I don't see, like, if I'm not married by my 20s, like it means I haven't met a man that I feel like I deserve to be married to yet.
Yeah, you say you make yourself so happy you don't take age into consideration with marriage. See,
Yeah,
that's what I mean by
partner,
even though she isn't a knowing, have thought about it, card carrying feminist. So many things you say so many things you say line up with exactly what a feminist will say. Now, I do think that you're probably just young enough to just haven't thought about it.
I'm a genuinely happy human being, and if somebody with seven figures wants to marry me while I'm 20, what are you offering me besides money?
Like, I don't think that's the point. What's embedded in that question is, okay, part of the reason why a woman would want to get married is to start a family. Right. The best time for a woman to start a family and have kids is while she's younger. Wow. If a woman is saying that she sees no different in getting married at 20 versus 40, that means that she doesn't even look at marriage as the vehicle of doing the most important thing that the marriage is for, and that's having kids with your husband and a family. So, and that's a very, very feminist thing to think. So again, I don't think you've thought about it and made a conscious decision to be a feminist, but your natural leanings line up that way. And again, I think y'all are cultured to think like that and don't even realize it. Whether you sign up for it or not.
Based off the question that you asked me, and based off the line of dialogue that we've had leading up to this question, I would say marriage had nothing to do with having children at all. I'm not looking at marriage to have children, but I'm also not thinking about when I'm going to have children. So that's not part of my answer that you just seem to link with it, because I'm not thinking about children right now. I don't know when I'll have children. 41, like, it doesn't bother me right now because I'm 22. You know, I'm brand new with the tag still on me, right? I'm not thinking about when I have kids, right? That's not what I'm thinking about right now. What I'm saying is, like, out of that question and what you guys were talking about how women just look at, you know, when they get married or when they have a baby daddy or whatever, they're not thinking about, oh, well, they're not complaining about his pockets. They're not complaining about appearance, right? They're complaining about the emotional connection that they have with this man or how he sits around, right?
No, they are complaining. I said looks and height specifically.
No, that's what they're looking for. But when they complain about somebody and they're talking about how they don't want somebody,
they complain about everything else but those two things.
Right, but those two things.
Yeah.
So why would I make my decision on who I'm marrying based off one of those things, right? Well, why would I make that decision? I feel like that whole question was a setup. Like, what is this man giving me besides how much he makes yearly? Like, I don't see.
That's me. That's my phone, I think.
Okay. I don't see how that is a factor in who and when I'm getting married to. I just don't understand that. Yeah. Like, because I told you what my non-negotiables are. Yeah. And none of my non-negotiables were in that one comment. So why would I make my decision based off that one comment? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not considering kids. I'm not considering anything else other than, why would I decide to share my life with this man based off how much he makes a year, and based off how old I am?
Yeah. So you don't think that I think that what you're doing, just listening to you, everything can't be fluid. Like, there has to be some order and structure in regards to relationships, which is why I think a lot of things fail, because there's no best practices, if you will, so that you go in one thing and then you come out another type of deal. These few things have to line up with regards to, like, marriage, I've heard it said, and I think it's pretty accurate. You have to be aligned, of course, financially, you know what I mean? And not necessarily saying, you know, you got to make the same amount, but you have to have the same idea of money, religion, sex, in-laws,
Right.
and kids. And so if you're aligned in those 5 things,
right,
you're pretty much compatible. Now, do you both have to like, you know, coffee on Tuesday? I mean, like, whatever.
Yeah,
that's
no, those
that's
things.
yeah. But as far as like a spiritual, emotional connection,
Right.
once you are aligned with those 5 things, you pretty much are kind of connected.
100%.
Best practices, though, say that there has to be some kind of order of operations. And what you're saying, I don't see an order of operations in it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you're compatible, after all the things that you had named, then you can get married to somebody. But just because they make 5 figures a year, and just because they make 7 figures a year, and I'm 20 years old, that doesn't mean anything to me.
But this is the thing. That question, and I think
it does not pertain to that, because it has nothing to say about that at all. Just like it says nothing about kids, and it says nothing about being connected.
No, that the kids was understated in the question because of the age factor.
That's what I'm saying. The kids are implied in that. What's also implied in that is,
well, there's so many things that are implied that I was not taking into consideration, because I read for the comment for what it is.
That question right there. You know, would you rather marry a man in your 20s to make 5 figures, 30s to make 6 figures, and 40s to make 7 figures? Yeah, I mean that one to me. Not saying this is how you thought of it, but to me, I think any chick that say, oh, 40s and 7 figures, she's thinking from the perspective of, I get to live my life, be this free spirit, do what the hell I want to do, have a 20-year-long phase, whatever the hell, and then get to marry a golden ticket rich man at 40. It's like that's why that yeah, but so that's why it's deep though. If a woman says no, give me the 6 figures at 30 or the 5 figures at 20, that says that woman is thinking of that tells me that woman is going to be a great mother. That's what that tells me. If she